Hi, my mom was born in Germany 125 years ago. And if I don't make this movie now, well, there's nobody else around in this world who has living memory of her. And in this video, by coincidence, you'll see her for about 1 second. And I'll try to mention that when she's coming on. But she was a very interesting woman. And I'm going to tell a story about her in Germany. And I think she's coming up now. She'll be on just for such a little time. Oh my gosh. Well, I think I'll start talking about her story. So she was born around the turn of the century, and both her parents were killed early on in World War One. The problem is she became an orphan, and she had to take care of her three siblings. And she grew up to be quite a beautiful lady and she studied to be a dentist and was working in a dental office. Now, I think she's about to come up if we're lucky. Oh, we missed her. Well, I guess it isn't that important. She was on the on for about a second. I guess you'd call that a bit part. Now, in Germany, and this video that's going on behind me is Berlin 100 years ago. And so you see, things were not that different. Men always wore hats. And of course, there was no internet. There wasn't even any TV in those days, but there was radio. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you this. Oh, look at that, Woolworth. That's an American and British chain in the background. Okay, so my mother was working in a dental office, and she was definitely not an enthusiastic Nazi. She was not anti-Nazi, but she was not one of those people who went. In fact, she told me, "Oh, I was in a parade and Hitler went by, and everybody was hysterical and doing their heils, and I wasn't doing a heil, and I wasn't hysterical, and I walked out." Well, as a result of her passive, very passive, uh, I guess you'd call it anti-Nazi stance, uh, some neighbor or friend or patient, somebody denounced her. And that was a very common thing in the early Hitler era, to be denounced. And if you were denounced, wow, you could go to a concentration. There she was again. Oh, okay, you just saw her from the back. Now, there she was. Oh, so she's been in this video twice. Okay. Well, anyway, getting back to my story. So she was taken, not prisoner, but she was told to show up at the Nazi headquarters for interrogation. And you're going to see a picture of that building coming up in a few minutes. But she went there and was quite scared. She didn't know what to expect. And what happened was a Gestapo agent told her that she could have a beautiful future with the party if she became kind of a stoolie, a fink, a spy. Well, what was she supposed to spy on? Well, she was supposed to get dissenters of any sort, people who made speeches or said anything about the Nazis, including jokes. And she was to report back to, and she was also supposed to find any uh, illegal immigrants or Jews or gypsies and report them to the Gestapo. And if she did that, she would have a good salary and, have a future with the Nazi party. Well, my mother, as I said, was not a avid Nazi, and she didn't really want to have anything to do with it. And by a stroke of good fortune, she had an American boyfriend who later turned out to be my dad. But what happened was, because he had an American passport, he was able to get her a visa. I think it was called like a future spouse visa, fiance visa, it was called, to go to America. And it was very hard to immigrate in the 30s from Germany. The U.S. was in the middle of a depression and did not want new people. Okay, brief marking, by the way, is postage stamps. So here we see somebody buying postage stamps. Oh, there's Nazi. I don't know if it's Nazi headquarters, but that's might have been the building where she was detained. See the soldier marching in front of it? Okay. So, when you go in a place like that, it's a scary thing. Okay, so getting back to my story, my dear old dad got her the visa, and they moved to the USA around 1935. And that's where I grew up. And of course, my mother never became a spy for the Germans, for the Nazis. And yeah, I apologize for the clickbait title, but I do want to show you a couple of pictures. The first one is me when I was about 10 or 11 years old. That's going to be coming up right now. Yep, here it comes. And while you're watching that picture, I'm going to bring up another one, which is my dear mom at the age of about 15 or 16. And I think you'll agree with me, she was quite a looker. And that's where this comes in. Okay. So that is the story of my mom, who grew up in Berlin and Cologne. And now, for my ancestors, you've seen a picture of your grandma or your great grandma or maybe your great great grandma, and you learned a little about her. And maybe I'll do another video if there's interest in you guys. Write comments. I want more stories about your mama. Okay, that is it for. Oh, wait a second. Ooh, look at that nice picture. See, Germany in the pre-war era was quite a beautiful country, huh? That building behind you was totally destroyed in World War II, as was most of Berlin and all the big towns in it. Uh, I went to Germany in the 50s, and it was just starting to get rebuilt. Now it's all rebuilt, but a lot of these old majestic buildings, they're gone forever unless you watch an old newsreel or an old picture like this. Well, folks, I hope you like this little video, and I'm going to say bye-bye. So see you tomorrow.